please give it up for Sarah Withee talking about how a pinball machine works. Oh my God, give it up.
Hey, how's everyone doing tonight? Woo, yeah. So thanks for staying this long. I realize it's been a while, but hopefully this is interesting enough to stay that long. So my talk's called How a Pinball Machine Works. If you saw my talk last year, the lightning talk, I gave a talk on the open source artificial pancreas. So I kind of wanted to do something like not totally technology related, but still kind of technology related. So anyway, has anyone heard of the Abstractions Conference? A few hands, cool. So I was the director of programming for Abstractions Conference this year, and we always have this artist come out and do this like really cool drawing, and that's sort of our theme for the year. And they did this pinball one, which you probably can't see a lot of the details, but there's a lot of really cool programming references in here. So if you want to see it, you can come find me, and I can show you like a zoom up of it. But from that, we decided to rent pinball machines and bring them to the conference. So we had 6 pinball machines and 6 like retro arcade games, and we brought those all in. So when they brought them, one of the machines like almost immediately quit working, and I don't even remember what was wrong with it, but I was there with the guy that brought them. He owned the machines, and he was like, so if this happens again, all you gotta do is just use this key, get in, and kind of fix these things. And I'm like, I've done electronics, so I'm pretty familiar with this. So he's like, great, do you just want to keep the key for the conference, and you can just kind of call me if anything goes wrong? I'm like, sure. So I had this like key to get into these pinball machines, which is kind of cool. And one of these machines was this Mihizag machine from the 60s. All these were really old pinball machines, which will be kind of cool in a second. I'll show you. But this machine at one point kind of broke, and so I had to kind of pull it apart, and I don't even remember what was wrong with it. I think a ball got stuck somewhere or something like that. And it kind of looks like this on the board. And compared to a lot of modern machines, you can kind of look at it and see, like, it's not really as complex as some of the newer ones, which kind of makes it coincidentally good to show off to people. So you can kind of see most games, as you probably have known if you played a pinball game, it starts off where this ball sort of shoots off in the corner and then does a whole bunch of things. Actually, this is a video. I don't know if this is going to play. Nope, guess not. Could you click? It's fine. We'll just skip over it. Oh, the nice AV people are going to play this for me. I tried really terribly trying to record kind of the actions of this. It's fairly simple, and it's kind of slow, and immediately I, of course, like didn't catch the ball. But and it makes like lots of old, you know, like old telephones, which were literally like ringing a bell inside. This is kind of like this. There's like bells and stuff inside that are ringing, so it's kind of cool. I'll just skip ahead. So obviously, when you play a pinball machine, normally you stick in a quarter. So I kind of want to talk about how this works too. So I can obviously put the key inside and open it up. And over on the left is what's called the coin mechanism. So this is the part that literally determines if the thing you put in is supposed to be the right currency. So usually quarters in the US. And then when it goes through and it detects it's a valid quarter, it goes into the box on the right. So this box will just usually fill up with quarters. These were free to play, so we didn't have this. But just to kind of explain how it works anyway, it starts at the top when you put in the quarter and goes down the ramp to sort of the opposite end of the black thing, which is the coin mech. And in there is a bunch of like little metal pieces that kind of are like a balance scale. So if this quarter weighs exactly how much a quarter should, then it's going to fall into a certain slot that says this is a quarter. And if it's not, it's going to fall into another slot that says this is not a quarter, and it's going to get sent back to the front where it comes back to you. If it gets stuck, you can actually push the coin return, which literally like opens up the side of it. So a coin is just going to fall straight through back to the coin return. So that's how that works if it gets stuck. So on the left is this little metal box. There's a little flipper. So as a coin comes, it hits a contact that says, hey, a quarter got entered. This person can play now. So this is kind of the inside, but when you're opening up a machine, which I didn't actually know how to open these up in the beginning, over on the right there's this flipper, or this sort of metal hinge thing. So you can kind of pull that out, and then remove this metal base that's on the front of it, which is what this arrow would point to. And then this glass just literally slides out. And it's really scary because you think you're going to drop it and break it, but it's like tempered, so it's pretty solid. So this is actually a glass removed pinball machine. You can't really tell. But what you can do is kind of like a car hood. You can prop it up and then put this rod up so you can actually see the underside of it. I'm going a little, trying to speed up a little bit. So this is the underside. So when you propped it up, these are all the things. There's tons and tons and tons of wires and doodads and gizmos in here. And on the bottom, there's a bunch of them too. And newer machines have a lot more like computerized electronics, but this one from the 60s has a lot of these cool old analog things. You've probably seen bumpers. So bumpers are kind of cool in that they have kind of a metal ring at the top and a metal ring at the bottom. And you probably never realized that a pinball ball is metal. And the reason it's metal is because it makes electrical contacts. So what it does is when it slides up, it touches both of those, so it knows it's hit the bumper. And on the other side, kind of on the left, you can see the sort of like brown barrel thing. It's called a solenoid. So when you apply a current to it, it kind of pushes a bar up. And doing that actually sends this ring on the bottom of the bumper up, so it flings your ball back out. So that's how bumpers actually like are really fast. And with a lot of bumpers, you can usually get a lot of action really fast. And because it makes that contact, you can also score with it too. These bumper rails, you've probably seen these. Similar, there's electrical contacts, so when it hits it, it pushes against a signal that tells it it's hit it. And then another one of these solenoids like pushes the ball back out. You also have flippers. Flippers are, pretty common. When you hit the button, it doesn't immediately flip the flipper. There's actually contacts inside that tell it to do it, which is why the buttons don't work when the game's off. And you can kind of see more solenoids. It's kind of that thing in the middle there. So when you hit the button, it actually flips the flipper up. On this one, there's a second one because the flippers actually slide in, so you can actually prevent the ball from going out. So that one's kind of cool in that there's two on this one. When you hit certain areas of the board, there's these little buttons. So those actually tell it. Also, when it just hits, like when the button goes down, it makes another electrical contact. So it knows to add more scores. Anyone ever tilted a machine? Yeah. So there's a physical weight in there, and it's also electrified and a ring around it. So if you move the machine, it touches the ring, creates a contact so it knows you've tilted, which is kind of cool. And the top one didn't have it, but you can put another ball in there. So when you lift it up, the ball's going to go to the other side, and it knows you've like physically lifted the machine up. On this one, they don't have digital displays. There's big wheels with numbers on them. So when you score, the wheel turns, and it adjusts the score up here. That's done with these wheels that were on the bottom of it. So whenever a device hits it, it tells the signal, tell this motor to turn forward. And this motor correlates to that wheel. So it actually keeps track. And then there's gizmos that if this wheel turns far enough, it turns to the next digit. So a lot of that. And all the things along the left side kind of are also other little electronics that help with the scoring. And in fact, on this one, when you start a new game, you hear this like click, 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 click. And that's it actually resetting all these motors inside. So it's kind of cool to hear. Anyway, that's kind of the brief overview of how a pinball machine works. I could probably show you more pictures if you're interested. Come find me. All these pictures and the slides are up at geekygirlsarah.com/pinball. So thank you for coming. Have a great night.
Man, Sarah gives the best talks. That was awesome. Well, I know you're all sad. Don't cry. But we've come to the end of the 2020 Lightning Talks. Give it up for all of our speakers. Those were amazing. This was super great. Thank you all for coming out here and ignoring what is clearly a party going outside. Go out there, have a good time. I hope there's food because I've been drinking all night. And enjoy Code Mash. Have a great time. Yay 2020. Oh, that was weak. A little more. There we go. There we go.